All right, TTC, this is my interview with T Kirk. He's a rookie in the TTC. This is his first year. So how's the experience been so far, T Kirk?
So far, I've actually enjoyed it a lot. This off season, everybody knows it's been crazy,
Hmm.
but I've had a lot of fun at times. Obviously, I can't looking forward to the regular season to start, so I can start doing victory laps. Hopefully, start trash talking. Probably have to do crows, but so far, I really enjoyed it. There's been a lot of entertaining things going on in the off season, and so yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Well, when you're in the TTC, I mean, when you're a rookie in the off season, when you came in the off season, you know, the drama is like the off season for every year. It's the same thing. And then once the regular season comes, you just get to trash talking. So if there's anything you could like bring to the table, what do you think you would bring to the Jaguars fan base?
Um, I think I bring a lot of opportunism, like a lot of positivity, um, and obviously I'm going to bring a lot of intensity, a lot of passion. I'm going to rep the team well. I'm going to try to rep the team as well as any other Jaguars fan on here. Um, but I'm going to do crows every time I lose, and victory laps, and I'm going to try to keep it as real as possible, and rep the team as hard as possible, regardless of the season they're having.
Yeah. So going back to 2 years ago, I know a lot of Jaguars fans wanted Johnny Manziel as their quarterback, them to draft him. Uh, they had the chance to draft him, and instead of drafting Johnny Manziel, they went with Blake Bortles. And how do you feel about Blake Bortles? Do you feel that he could be better for the second season, or do you feel that with the team he's got around him now, do you feel like he's going to be a lot better than he was last year?
I absolutely think he is. Um, Even though his stats were not good at all last year, I read something today that really made me feel more opportunistic about him, and that was the offensive line was the worst in the NFL last year, gave up the most sacks, and not only that, but our wide receivers were inexperienced. They were all pretty much rookies, and they were all none of them had breakout seasons as a rookie. They all played terribly, and so I think in order to, and plus Bortles was a rookie, and when we drafted him, we knew he was going to be an experiment. We knew he was going to take a long time. Uh, well, not a long time, but we didn't plan on starting him at all that first year because we knew he had a lot of things to pan out. But I think it's only fair for to judge him when he has a decent O line, better wide receivers, better weapons now, hopefully a good running back, and also now he's not a rookie. I mean, this is the year we're probably going to see what how good he really can be.
Yeah. Let's see. So you guys, I think you guys been there's been like they were talking about getting a Los Angeles team, but in order to do that, they would have to expand a team to go to Los Angeles. I think you guys were considered one of the teams. I'm not sure if you were
Yeah, we actually used to be considered one of the teams, and
Los
now
Angeles back there.
yeah, now we're really not. The Chargers, the Rams, and I think maybe the Raiders, one other team I'm forgetting, are now. I think the Chargers are the lead candidate, but now they're talking about having the Chargers and the Raiders split a stadium, I think, or moving the Rams back. I guess one of the big reasons why we didn't end up going over there was because our owner ended up spending so much money on our city, the biggest scoreboards in the world, the swimming pools, all this stuff, to make Jacksonville really nice, to make our stadium nice where it's at. And plus, apparently, I don't really like how we're playing a home game in London, but apparently, that's given us a lot of money too.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's all helping us stay where we're at.
it'd be pretty crazy though if the Raiders and the Chargers would split a stadium. It'd be kind of like what the Jets and the Giants do. So
Yeah, it would be weird.
I know. Then plus also that they wouldn't have like enough time to expand games. They would have to like say like for instance one team's at home, so the other team has to be away that next week.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird.
So I read on Facebook. I saw a status that the Green Bay Packers are going to possibly face the Jaguars in London. You excited for that in 2016?
I actually heard about that today too. Um, and I will say that does excite me just because of the you
Yeah.
know challenge it presents if the Packers are good next year.
Mhm.
If Aaron Rodgers is still having a productive career next year. Um, and I definitely think we'll be a better team next year. I think right now, I mean, I'm always opportunistic. I think if our free agents, I think if our team steps up, we can win the Super Bowl any given year. But I think next year is more of a realistic year for us to expect to be a guaranteed, possibly playoff wild card caliber team. So I mean, next year, I mean, regardless, I mean, I think the Packers would actually be a fun team to play just because of the challenge and just to see what we could do against them.
Yeah. So looking at your team this upcoming season, what is one negative thing you would say your team would have, and what's one positive thing you think you have?
Um, hmm. It's kind of hard for me to tell at this point, but if I had to guess, I'm gonna get the negative out of the way. I'd say probably the offensive line because I'm not really sure how much more we've improved. Luke Jokel, our left tackle, still needs to improve a lot. Um, our left guard spot is still undetermined. It's still going to be probably Zane Beadle starting there. I think he's improved a little bit, but it's either him or a rookie that we drafted, AJ Can from South Carolina, at center. Still not really sure if we have anybody good there. We have Luke Bawanko, and then we brought in Steven Wisniewski from the Raiders, who's actually supposed to be good. He might start there. The only good spot on our offensive line is right guard. We have an almost Pro Bowler there in Brandon Linder, and then right tackle Jeremy Parnell. I'm not sure about him. He only played 4 games. He did play well, but either that or the secondary. I'm not sure about some of these free agents, and some of the guys we have in our secondary aren't really good anyway. Sergio Brown, our forward
Yeah.
safety, who we brought in for free agency, really did not do that well in Indianapolis. He got burned on a lot of plays.
Mhm.
So I mean, probably the offensive line, but also I'm definitely worried about the secondary.
Yeah. So if you would look at the trash talkers in the TTC right now, what are your favorites so far that you have seen, and
You still there? Cut off for me.
yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm just making sure. Yeah, it seemed like cut off. Um, that's kind of a hard question. Um, when it comes to football trash talking, um, hmm, I will say A-Bomb actually know. I think he. I mean, he's been. I know he's made a lot of history videos, but I think when the season comes around, I think he will know. He does seem like somebody who knows a lot about his team. So I
mhm,
will. I mean, I think he could be a good football trash talker when the season starts. Um, I think Siak Mersenio is actually a good football trash talker. And then I'm also going to say Captain Jackass is great at NBA. I think if he took that over to football, he could be really good if he applied that same stuff to football. I also I think you're good too. Obviously, um, I think I'm going through all the divisions right now, just off the top of my head. I think I think Bad Dog is actually pretty good when it comes to sports trash talk. He knows a lot about his team. It seems like.
mhm,
Um, and then I also think Falcons for Life is actually pretty good at sports trash talk um, in the NFC South division.
mhm.
And I think T Money of the Panthers is another guy. and then to go through the AFC as fast as I can. Not too many people there. AFC East. I know Tyson's kind of good. I'm not sure how good yet. Let's see. AFC South. That's pretty much it off the top of my head as far as football trash talk goes.
Yeah. Let's see. I told you about my idea for the next off season to make it more interesting. What do you think about that idea? Do you think it would work, or do you think like the TTC members wouldn't get along enough to do that?
I actually think it would work because
You think that everyone in the TTC would come together as one, and then one person would like patch off in order to make it work?
yeah, I think it would because like I think it'd be the same as it is now. I think there'd be a certain group of people whining and complaining, and then I think there'd be other people that continue to do it.
Yeah.
So
I think it would be kind of electrifying though to watch everybody do that for the next off season. I mean, if we would say this though, I don't know if a rookie would come see this video and then say, "Oh, maybe they would try to catch me on." But I think it would be. I mean, I don't think it's never been done in the TTC before. I mean, it's way better than this off season, I would think, because like each off season there should be something different.
yeah, that actually is really cool. I mean, you started the anonymous thing, and I probably wouldn't have been able to think of that off the top of my head. That was I'll admit that was really entertaining. So whatever new ideas, I think pretty much all those ideas are really cool to me.
Yeah. I mean, with the anonymous, like I said before, I've said this multiple times, but like I said before, the anonymous thing was a thing which I was thinking it would just be one thing, but then after everybody else saw it, they just kept doing their trolling thing. But the difference between that and that was that they were exposing and I wasn't. So
Yeah,
I'm not saying Eagle Speed's making these troll accounts, but I mean a lot of people have pointed the finger at him.
yeah. I mean, I'm not really exactly sure if he was TTC Illuminati or not, but
Yeah, that remains to be unsolved. I mean, the person who, after the video was uploaded, the person who had saw the video, deleted their account. So I mean, we won't know the answer to that question. It's a mystery.
yeah,
I believe that's the only account where no one has said who they were as that account. So, but
yeah.
yeah, I mean, so what's your passion? I mean, what's your hobbies? I mean, outside the TTC.
Oh, see, I have quite a few. I'm a big runner. Like I run a lot. Some of you on Facebook seen my profile picture of me running cross country in high school. Truth is, I mean, I've I'm 130. I weigh 135 pounds. I eat a lot. Running helps me with all that. I mean, it just keeps me. No matter how much I work out or eat, running always keeps my weight down. Other than that, I was in the drum line in high school. I still play the drums a lot. I played pretty much every single drum in the drum line. Uh, Basic hobbies, any sport or whatever, just watching sports, fantasy sports, whatever. Pretty much into all that.
Yeah.
And then I have a job right now, but just kind of basic stuff, I guess.
Yeah, so looking at your QBs in your division, you think those are pretty good cast QB? You got then you got
Yeah,
Andrew Luck, and Marcus Mariota remains to be unseen. But do you think Marcus Mariota could be the future for the Titans?
I think it could be, but honestly, I do not believe Marcus Mariota will pan out in the NFL. Um, just, I mean, his style of play, I don't think that will ever work in the NFL. I mean, in the long
Yeah,
run.
I mean
And
we did. Yeah, I mean we did see with Johnny Manziel and it didn't work out too. So I mean you could possibly be right about that.
yeah, if Mariota can play like Russell Wilson or other dual threat QBs, then I can maybe see it. But they're gonna have to build a better team around him for that to happen. I just not real. I'm not honestly not afraid of Mariota at all. I think I mean, I look forward to playing him. I look forward to when our defensive line gets to hit him. And same with Houston. I mean, their quarterback situations do not scare me at all.
Yeah.
Andrew Luck, in my opinion, I mean, I think the only other quarterback last year who played better than him was Aaron Rodgers.
Hmm.
I think Andrew Luck is right up there with the very best of quarterbacks in the NFL, and I think it's going to be really hard for us to beat him right now, given where we're at. I think, especially with our secondary.
Yeah. So any teams you're looking forward to facing out any teams you're looking forward to trashing with outside of your division?
Um, let's see. Yeah, we play the NFC South. Um, so I'm really looking forward to all those because the NFC South has a good fan base. The Panthers fan base I actually like. I like all the trash talkers in it for the most part. The Falcons, I like some of them, or I actually like most of them. I do like Sportsline, the ATL, and Falcons for Life, and um, let's see who else. The Buccaneers, I like some of them too. Probably the Saints is the one. I mean, RD16 just likes to talk a bunch of shit, so I'm really looking forward to that game because he's really the only guy I know in the Saints fan base. It's probably going to be an all-out war between me and him.
Yeah. All right. So one more question before we wrap this interview up. If you could have any QB in the NFL right now on your team, who would you have and why?
Hmm. Um. Is this question, is it only for like if I only have the quarterback for 1 year, or is it if I have this quarterback for like the rest of the future for my team?
The rest of the future.
Um, that's a hard one. I'd probably have to go with. I'd honestly probably go with Aaron Rodgers. Not just saying that because you're a Packers fan, but because and it's hard for me not to pick Tom Brady because he does have a leadership, just an amazing leadership quality, and but and it's kind of hard not to go with Andrew Luck because of how young he is. But I think Aaron Rodgers right now, I mean, he won the NFL MVP for a reason. He's playing just absolutely amazing right now at quarterback, and I think he will continue that for probably another 2 years or 3 years. I mean, his quarterback pass rating, like you said, is the best of all time. It's over 100.
Yep.
And I just don't see anybody playing better at quarterback right now than him, to be completely honest with you. So it'd probably be him.
Well, that's pretty much about it, though. I hope all the questions you answered pretty much introduced people to you in the TTC, and best of luck in your rookie year. So, any last thing you want to say before we leave?
No, really, I actually had a lot of fun with this interview. I thought the questions were really good, and hope everybody watching this interview enjoyed it.
Yeah. So that's pretty much about it, though. We're signing out. Peace.
All right, peace.